I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 23. Let's focus on verses 19 through 25. Josiah also removed all the shrines of the high places that were in the cities of Samaria, which the kings of Israel had made to provoke the Lord. Josiah did the same things to them that they had done at Bethel. He slaughtered on the altars all of the priests of the high places who were there, and he burned human bones on the altars, and then he returned to Jerusalem. The king commanded all the people, "Keep the Passover of the Lord your God, as is written in the book of the covenant." No such Passover had ever been kept from the time of the judges who judged Israel through the entire time of the kings of Israel and Judah. But in the 18th year of King Josiah, this Passover was observed to the Lord in Jerusalem. In addition, Josiah removed the mediums, the spiritists, the household idols, images, and all the detestable things that were seen in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem. He did this in order to carry out the words of the law that were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the Lord's temple. Before him, there was no king like him, who turned to the Lord with all of his mind and with all of his heart and with all of his strength, according to all of the law of Moses. And no one like him arose after him. So let's recap Josiah's reign. He's installed as Judah's king at age 8, too young to be negatively affected by his father's idolatry. Righteous priests taught Josiah the value of worship and to believe in God as a child and according to the Bible. That is something that Jesus exhorts us to do as well. At age 26, Josiah began repairing the temple, worn down by years of idolatrous worship and neglect. And as the workers were repairing the temple, the church as it were, Hilkiah the priest found the book of the law. Now, when God's word is read to Josiah, he realizes the seriousness of Israel's spiritual condition. The temple didn't just need a new coat of paint, it needed a new coat of armor. And in response, Josiah began a campaign of tearing down the high places, temples, and shrines of idolatry. More than just demolishing the buildings, Josiah put to death the pagan priests in an effort to rid Judah of idolatry completely. For Josiah's efforts, the Lord commended him. No other king has exemplified the first 7 verses of Deuteronomy 6 like Josiah. There's one problem, though. You can tear down the high pagan places atop the hills, but you cannot destroy the high places in the heart. And even though Josiah swept the nation clean of the buildings and of the priests, and idolatry became a capital offense, the people still chose to be idolatrous in private, that is, in their hearts. So despite all the smoke rising from the burning pagan shrines and altars, a fire of judgment against Jerusalem is being stoked in heaven. God's judgment upon Judah is imminent because their secret bend toward idolatry. It's going to snap back into place once the next king takes the throne. It is not enough to turn away from our sin. We must also turn toward God, and we must continue to pursue Him. Revival must permeate the hearts of the people, not just their nation's laws. A nation cannot sustain greatness unless its people choose the greatness of the Lord. 2 Kings 23 verses 26 and 27, in spite of all that, the Lord did not turn from the fury of His great burning anger, which burned against Judah, because of all that Manasseh had provoked him with. For the Lord had said, I will also remove Judah from my sight, just as I have removed Israel. I will reject this city Jerusalem that I have chosen, and the temple about which I said my name will be there. Don't focus on trying to win the world as much as you should make sure that you have surrendered yourself to the Lord. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And if you're being ministered to through the daily teaching of Groundworks Ministries, and you'd like to help us to lead God's people back to the Bible, well, number one, share Groundworks Ministries with your friends and your family and whoever you come in contact with. And number two, would you consider donating financially to Groundworks Ministries today? Because we need your monthly support now more than ever. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, so check us out at groundworksministries.com.